final game of the season. I think this is going to be farewell for a few of the boys, though. It's a sad time. Hello? Oh, hey, Uche. What's going on, mate? You want to leave for a new challenge? Come on, mate. You're a legend of the club here. I know you've achieved a lot, but there's still so much more. Alright, mate. Look, like I say, you're a legend here. If you want to go, I'm not going to stand in your way. But there's no one interested right now, so let's wait for the summer and see if you change. I didn't mean that no one will be interested in you, mate. Uche? Come on, mate. Calm down. Uche? Hello? Uche? Oh, dear. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to episode 96 of the Hearts of Midlothian save. And as you've just heard, Uche is unhappy. He wants to leave because he's felt he can achieve all that he can at the club. And he wants to leave. Now, he came to me basically once the title was mathematically in the cupboard for us. He came to me and said he wanted to leave. There was no interest in him, so I'm not going to stand in his way. You can see he's been a really, really good player for us. He's won 2 Scottish Cups, 2 Premier League titles, and a Betfred Cup. 83 goals and 183 appearances for us. He's been a star. I said to him, you know what, mate, we're not going to stand in your way, but there's no interest in you right now. When there's interest, we'll deal with it. And he lost it. He got unhappy with me. He won't talk to me anymore. So it's looking as though we may be about to sell Uche this summer because, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, but that's what he wants, and I don't know how to get him back from when he wants to leave. Yeah, we'll see how we go. But anyway, this episode, we are going to face Hibs in the final league game of the season. We're going to have our end of season awards, our goal of the season competition that you guys can vote in to choose our goal of the season. But before we get to any of that, there has been one game since last episode. We played Motherwell. I think it was at home. Let's see how we got on. Carlos found Taylor in space on the left in the 11th minute. He continued his run forward to get on the end of his cross and finally end his goal drought. And he added his second from the spot just before half-time. Motherwell came roaring back, first with Brophy coming back to haunt us, before they drew level on the stroke of half-time, with Brophy again heavily involved. But we responded well second half, and a wonderful Dozzle strike secured the points and the title. So there we go, we were brilliant in this game to start with. Carlos finally getting himself on the goal sheet. Brophy basically single-handedly led a comeback before half-time to get back to 2-2. Second half, we regathered. We were much, much better. Dozzle got the goal that won us the game. And, of course, we only needed a point, whether we got it or Rangers dropped it, to win, to sort of mathematically secure the title, albeit we had a plus 30 goal difference. So it was pretty much secured anyway last episode. And that got the job done for us. So we are now officially, mathematically, however you want to describe it, league champions, 92 points. It's our second league title in a row, which is absolutely stunning. And Rangers are second, Celtic are third. So Celtic has to qualify to get into the Champions League group stage for next year. So all we have left to do now is just face host Hibs here in the final league game of the season. Let's have a look at what we're up against. Like I say, there is the end of season awards after this game, so make sure you stick around for that. He who seems to have been the popular choice amongst you guys for player of the season. So yeah, we'll see how that goes after this though. Now it's a Hervé Renard coach team. We are the favourites. They're a standard balanced team. We are expecting them to play the 5-3-2 that you guys love when I play so much. So that they're not going to play like this. So how much of all this information we can sort of use is debatable. They really had quite a few key passes against Dundee there, didn't they? This is the team we're sending out, our final team of the season. Now I think that we're going to be saying goodbye to a few players this summer. But this is the team we're sending out. We're going to give Maurice a game in goal. He's a good young goalkeeper. There's nothing riding on this game, so it's the perfect opportunity to give him some game time so he can continue to develop. It's Dimitri Mitchell, Porty O'Connor, Dreer and Johnson as the back four. Possibly Johnson's last game for us, to be honest. We've seen him not quite be up to it in the big games this season. We're going to stick with Cochrane and Dominguez in midfield. It's Jones, Hartford and Clare with Uche and what will almost certainly be his final game for us. We're going to give him the start. And let's hope that he sends himself out on a highest of highs. So there we go. They are playing as expected, which is good. Let's have a look here. Expect to pick up where they left off. What do we want to say to this? If you win your game, you're very capable. If you play your game, you'll win. You're capable of that. Let's just go with that. It's final day game of the season. Some calm. We have faith. Hopefully, we'll send everybody home on a happy note. So here we go. Now, of course, the benefit of having mathematically secured the title last game means we can parade the trophy around in front of the Hibs fans at Tynecastle. It's basically the perfect scenario, isn't it, if you're a Hearts fan? Now, some other news since last episode. Jake Lancaster has been called into the England squad, which is absolutely sensational news for him. Maybe a little bit surprising given that he hasn't scored a goal since December, but, you know, he's there, so hopefully he'll get a count. There's a good ball for Curtis Jones, offside. Unlucky for Curtis Jones. It was a really good ball from Sean Clare as well, wasn't it? I tell you what, if Lancaster's in the England team, Sean Clare must be getting close to a call-up himself. Oh, that is very, very close. I think he might actually be onside. But it's even at best. I don't think he's offside, that's for sure. So yeah, Lancaster's in the England team. Now, players that I'm thinking we probably won't see back next year. I wasn't planning on getting rid of Uche because he's one of these players that is just always, he scores when we need him to score. But it does look a little bit like, I mean, we've had this with him before. He's been unhappy, and he sort of came around. But I have a feeling this might be a different scenario. I've already said Darnell Johnson. I think we might. Just a nice little ball there through for Sean Clare. What can he do this time? Goes himself. No, he dinks it in. He's onside this time, and this time he sticks it away. Curtis Jones, 11th goal of the season for him. Sean Clare with the assist. We will be seeing Curtis Jones next season, of course, because he has already signed a permanent deal for next season. Other players, I'm thinking we might be looking to move past Turnbull and or possibly Hickey as well. It's a good ball. It's a good finish from Curtis Jones, isn't it? I do think we need to upgrade in midfield. I'm thinking Dominguez, who's back on loan, Curtis Jones, and Dozzle are definitely good enough. I just think maybe we could upgrade sort of as a third and fourth, no, be a fourth and fifth choice centre midfield up in there. So we might look to move them on. I'm wondering at centre back. I think we will see Dreer and we will see another ball in there for Mitchell. Oh, Uche's gone down. Uche goes down. Cochrane. Let's give Uche the penalty if we can. Let's see if we can send him off with a goal here. He's looking anxious. It's maybe not the smartest thing to do. Let's give him the go anyway. Go on, Uche. Give us a farewell goal, mate. Come on. If it is to be his final game, let's hope he doesn't go down with a missed penalty. Go on, Uche. Come on, mate. Go on, Uche. There it is. Straight down the middle. Uche gets his goal. Standing ovation for everybody, please. He is actually a legend of the club now. If you go to sort of the club info, he is officially a legend as well. So that's good to see. He's been a star for us. So yeah, I'm thinking he, who, and Dreer statistically are probably our best two centre-backs now. I'd like to keep Coping for next season. I'm looking to retrain him to play as the halfbacks or the sort of a DM role in Europe, because he's that's a stunning free kick. I don't know what Maurice is doing. I think he could maybe have done a little bit better there, but that's a really, really good effort from a long way out. Let's have another look at that. Was Maurice possibly to blame there? He should have done a little bit better. It hasn't gone in the corner, so I'd say it's at least 50% Maurice's fault, that one. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'd like to keep what's his face, Coping, so he can play sort of as a centre back, a backup centre back, or as the half back if we're going to play with a DM. What do we want to say to this? Things are going well. You're capable of better, perhaps. So yeah, I'm thinking that he's okay. I'm wondering if we can upgrade on Porty O'Connor. He's a 3-star defender. He's really, really good in the air, but he's not a ball player. So it's one of these. Who have we upset there? Harry Cochrane. I'm wondering if he's one of those that we can either look to keep to play in domestically against sort of the rest of the league if we sort of exclude the Glasgow, the old firm, from that sort of to play in those games. Or I'm wondering if he's valued about 13-14 million, if he's someone we can look to cash in on to then finance the signing of other players. Because what I think we're going to find is that even though we're going to get some more money at the end of this season from Champions League TV money and obviously from winning the Scottish Premiership, I do wonder if perhaps we're still not going to have the transfer budget to really go and sign sort of the next level top class players. So I think we may need to cash in. Porty O'Connor, it's there, it's bouncing around. It's Claire's offside. So yeah, I'm wondering if we are going to have to cash in on one or two. Now, Porty O'Connor here, we can see he's decent enough. He's valued at 14 million, near enough too. So he's someone that we could potentially look to cash in on, I think. Turnbull, I think, is valued at 9 million, so he would be another one we could look to cash in. I'm sure we would get offers from sort of Championship, maybe the Glasgow clubs for Davie Turnbull. It's whether or not the clubs that would want him, whether they would have the budget. It's a good tackle there from Jones. Can we go and put this to bed? Can he find Uche in the middle? Curtis Jones, it's a good ball to tap in from Lewis Hart, but he's finally got himself a goal. Only his 7th of the year. It's 3-1 though now, and that should be that, I would hope. We will give it a concentrate, actually, I think, just to make sure. The good tackle back here, wasn't it? I don't know if it was Jones or Johnson, actually, that got the tackle in, but Jones has gone the length of the field, got a good ball. I don't know what the keeper's doing, to be honest. He should have done a lot better with that. But Hartford's there, taps it in, and on we go. So yeah, I don't know if the clubs that would be after Turnbull, if they would actually have the money to buy him. So maybe that wouldn't necessarily. Here we go with Uche, turn, shoot, mate. Oh, he's off the post. We will start and get some farewells going here. We'll bring on Turnbull for Cochrane, and we'll bring on Hickey for Dominguez. Now, what's Hickey valued at? Because he's another one. He's a club-trained player, so I'm more likely to keep him just because he is club-trained, and you can see he's got decent enough creativity. He's a little bit more mobile than Davie Turnbull as well. So I'm thinking that's sort of my thought process on those two. Is that we would probably, if it comes down to one or two, we would keep Hickey and sell Turnbull. Let's get Uche off. Let's give him a standing ovation, round of applause for the great man as he exits Tynecastle for possibly the final time. Well done, Uche. It's been a pleasure to have you at the club. But yeah, like I say, he wants to move on, and I'm not going to stand in his way, to be honest. If he wants to move on, it will give us a chance. We do already have Innes Cameron, who should be good enough. It will give him more opportunity to play. We have, of course, Colin McNeil out on loan as well. Lancaster can play up front. We can always look to go and sign another player. A little bit of confusion in midfield there between the guys that look like they're going to be departing us. Yeah, we could always go and look to sign another striker as well. Maybe we even get in like a really good young player on loan. It's potentially an option. Because we are going to have an extra loan spot from Curtis Jones, obviously signing permanently. We're going to have an extra loan slot that was Rhian Brewster, and we were a loan player short as well. So there we go. We've won the final day. We've won at the Edinburgh Derby, 3-1 in the end. A very, very comfortable win. It was just that one free kick, wasn't it? It was really the only thing that they offered the entire game. I'm pleased. Well done, boys. I'm pleased with that. Let's move on. So there we go. Hearts triumph in the Edinburgh Derby. We get our $5 million in the bank. Finances, as I said, finances are looking good. 10 million though, that's the thing, isn't it? It's a lot of money for us, and even the wages as well. Whether we can afford to sign these really, really good top-line players as well. There's a lot of. I'd like to upgrade a centre back, a central midfielder, and possibly a striker. It's just whether we have the finances to do it. The transfer budget and the wages as well. So that's going to be the problem. As I said, we will have money, TV money, still to come in once the Champions League final's been played. I'm hoping that could maybe get us pushing up towards 40 million, 12 million. Does that seem a little bit too much for TV money? End of tournament TV money? Maybe that is a little bit ambitious, but we'll see where we get with that. Now, the other thing I wanted to have a look at as well was 95 points. I think we got slightly more than that last season, because I think last season we had a chance to get to the 100, didn't we? And we fell just short. Yeah, we got to 98. But, we didn't. We got to 87. So it's our second highest points tally that season, which is really, really good. Obviously, it's not the 98 points of last year, but still not. We only lost 3 games this year. So that's an improvement on last year. We just drew, you know what it was? We drew too many. It was some of those silly draws. Look at the teams we've drawn against. You'd say 1 or 2 of those a season is understandable, but yeah, there's a lot of silly draws there against teams we should probably be beating. But anyway, that is the season for as it is. It's been a cracking season. Wait right there though, guys, because after the break, we will be back for the end of season awards. You all wanted He Who to win Player of the Year. Will he do it? We'll find out next. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2024 Heart of Midlothian End of Season Awards. Oh, hello. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. What a night. What a night. What a season it has been. We've defended our Scottish Premiership. We'll be back next year going for 3 in a row. That truly would be a magnificent achievement. We've rattled some feathers in Europe as well, going all the way to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Let's thank the guys. It's been a really good effort from them. A really, really good season. A very memorable one. A very enjoyable one as well. Let's start the evening by giving the team a round of applause. Well done, boys. Well done. Well done. Alright though, tonight is all about the awards, so let's get down to the awards. First up, it's the Golden Pen, which is awarded, of course, to this year's signing of the season. This year, that award, perhaps it's going to be a surprise to some. He cost us £70,000 from Motherwell. He really made an impact on the right wing. The Golden Pen goes to Stephen Eadie. Look, Carlos, I don't disagree with you, mate, but be happy for your teammate right now, and we'll discuss it later, alright? You better not be swearing at me in Spanish. Alright, the next award is the Golden Card, which of course goes to the player with the worst discipline, highly sought after this one. And this year, with an effort of 5 yellows and 1 red, the winner is Innes Cameron. Next up, it is the Golden Bullseye, and this award, of course, goes to the player with the best pass completion, and it's going to be a familiar name on the trophy again this season. With 91% pass completion, the winner is Harry Cochrane. The next award is the Golden Spoon, awarded, of course, to the man who feeds the strikers, the player with the most assists. And this year, it goes to a familiar position, if not a familiar player, with 11 assists. The winner is Greg Taylor. The next award is the Golden Anchor, awarded to the player that we can rely on, who has the best average match rating. And this year, with an average rating of 7.34, it's Darnell Johnson. Next up, it's the Golden Soother, awarded to the baby of the team, this year's best young player. And he may have felt robbed earlier on in the evening, but he's got a trophy to his name now. The winner of the Golden Soother is Carlos. The awards just keep coming, and now it is time for one of the big ones. It's time to award this year's Golden Boot winner, awarded of course to the man with the most goals, and he thought he should have been signing of the season. He was young player of the season. He's got a Golden Boot to go with his dummy. It is Carlos. Alright, it's almost time to award the big one and name this season's Player of the Year. But before we get to that, we do need to take a minute to acknowledge the team of the season. If you direct your eyes up to the board, you will see that the goalkeeper is Juan Amar. The back four is Taylor, Hehu, O'Connor and Johnson. It's Dominguez and Dozzell in midfield. It's Lancaster, it's Hartford and it's Jones as the middle trio, attacking trio. And it is of course Carlos up front. Well done, boys. A cracking season by all. Congratulations. And now it is time to award the big one, the Golden Star for this year's Player of the Season. Now, there are a number of players that will feel they do have a claim to this, but obviously there can only be one winner. And since you, the fans, have voted for it, who am I to argue? So this year, with 44% of the vote, the Golden Star goes to Juan Amar. So there we have it, everybody. Congratulations to Juan and the rest of the winners. It's been a really good evening. So thank you to everybody in the auditorium. Thank you for you watching at home. And I really, really am looking forward to next season. We're going to have a big, big summer. Really push on and see if we can go maybe 1 or 2 steps further in Europe. Go for the hat trick of league titles and maybe a couple 2 in the league as well. In the league, a couple 2 in the to go with the league, I should be saying, shouldn't I? But that's it for this evening. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy your night, and I'll see you next season at Tynecastle. Thank you, everybody. So there we go, end of season awards done for another year, and it is Juan Amar that gets the gong. It doesn't surprise me too much. I did say, I think, last episode, I wouldn't be surprised if it was him. Darnell Johnson came in second with 25% of the vote. Carlos third, so he who not even in with a sniff in the top 3. That does seem a little bit harsh. I think he was really good. Couple of surprises, maybe Coping not being in the team of the year. I think Dozzell was good. I don't see how Harry Cochrane isn't in there. He's just an absolute star for us. Obviously not everybody can make it. A shame Uche didn't get in what looks to be his final year for us. But otherwise, I think that's all fair enough. Davie Turnbull was the goal that the game gave as goal of the season. We'll come back to that, of course, in just a second. Stephen Eadie, signing of the year. I perhaps would have given it to Carlos, but Eadie, I mean, he did basically see off Rian Brewster on the right side there. So maybe, I don't know how the game takes into account, but he's a good player. He played well for us when he did play. So, maybe it's fair enough. Let me know what you think on that one. I think Carlos should have got it. He got Young Player of the Year, so he didn't go home empty-handed. But what did we pay for him? I don't think we ever paid for him, did we? I mean, we only paid £4 million for a player that was our Golden Boot winner and scored some really important goals for us. So there we go. Top goal scorer, as I said, it was Carlos with 17 goals. Darnell Johnson was the highest average rating. Do we actually... Let me know what you think in the comments of who you want to see upgraded on. He was our highest average rating. It does beg the question, do we actually want to upgrade on him? He's really, really good physically. He's just not... It's one of those, I think, we'll find his replacement. we'll buy them with a proviso that we sell him. I don't want to end up with too many right backs because Lang is good, as is Diallo, who we signed. So there maybe is an upgrade to have there. Maybe he just hit a bad patch of form. But I think if we look at how did he do in Europe, so he averaged 709 in Europe. That's not too bad. Maybe he just had a couple of bad days out at the end there. That can happen, can't it? Most assists was Greg Taylor. He had a good year. We're really prolific, aren't we, from left back? If it's not Dimitri Mitchell, it's Greg Taylor. He did play more games this year, which is maybe why he got that over Mitchell. Cochrane, the highest pass completion at 91% is really good. Most men of the match awards, not an award we give out on the night, but Uche and Inaki Dominguez. Inaki Dominguez was an absolute star in Europe for us this year. So that perhaps says something there. Golden card. Now, it went to Innes Cameron. He had 4 bookings and a red card. That surpassed Dominguez's 5 yellow cards. So congratulations, Innes Cameron. But of course, we all remember that red card against Rangers, wasn't it? Was it in the Cup? I think it wasn't it where he got himself sent off like a moron. So there we go. Season in review. We lost in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. There's no shame in that, but it was still a little bit disappointing, I think. We won the Premiership. We lost in the quarterfinals, of course, to Rangers of the Scottish Cup. We won the Betfred Cup this year. We smashed Hamilton for our match of the season. We got beaten by Rangers at home. That was early on, wasn't it? It's a bit of a wake-up call. Attendance, 99% full, Tynecastle. Now, we are still waiting on news of our new stadium. Hopefully, we'll get something like that over the summer. The next episode, of course, will be the transfer special. So hopefully, we'll get some more news on that during the summer. 36 players used. That is the Aussie Villain Trophy, highest in the league. Well done to me. The 2018 side, where are they now? This is, of course, some of the originals. John Sutar is at Leicester. Now, of course, we have a 50% sell-on clause for this guy, so he's worth 30 million. If they could sell him for, 40 million, that'd be nice. An extra 20 million in the bank. We could really use that money to reinvest. So, Leicester, if you do us a favour there, please, boys. Who else have we got here? Peter Herring is at Sturm Graz. LLT now 30. He was a decent enough player for us, wasn't he, old Peter Herring? Shaughnessy, we come across him at Aberdeen quite a bit. Christian Chu is now at Burnley. Now, he was at Crystal Palace, so he must have moved. Yeah, not that much. What are they paying him on wages? 16 grand, so he's maybe still, well, he was a little bit out. I mean, he may have moved past him at this point anyway, Christian Chu. Who else have we got here? Andy Irving, we've come across him at Wraith Rovers. Ben Garuccio, our Australian left back, is still going. He's off in China, so that's good for him. Other players, what's Slomau doing these days? Good old Slomau. He is a manager, an unemployed manager. That seems roughly appropriate, doesn't it? Do we get him back for something, in some sort of role? Probably not, to be honest. Michael Smith, he must be retired by now. Yeah, he's still going strong. Michael Smith, 35, he'll probably be retiring soon. De Jong, he was a big player for us the first few years. He's a rubbish director, head of youth development now. The Yak. What's happened to the Yak? He was a one-season wonder for us, wasn't he? We had him for a season, and then didn't we? We got Middleton, didn't we? We got Middleton on loan for a year, and then we ended up selling him. But first season, the Yak was a really good player for us. Stephen Naismith, now he got sacked. He was managing somewhere and got sacked. So he's done. Christoph Berra, he's just completely done. And who's the last one here? Callum Morrison. Now he retired at 23. That's sad. That's sad. Didn't find another club after we let him go. So there we go. Squad dynamics. Uche's team leader. I think he's still club captain. He will probably be moving on though. Leave Cochrane and Mitchell. The question with Dimitri Mitchell is, do we maybe look to move him on as well if we can get another 10 million there? Especially when we have McIntosh, but he's not. I don't know what to do with Dimitri Mitchell. So we can see anyway everything. We have a number of highly rated, highly influential players. So if Uche were to leave, which as I said, it looks like he will, somebody will step up there for us. I don't have too much of a concern about that. Is there anything else here? Not really. We'll do the end of season team meeting off camera. So guys, that just brings us back now to goal of the season. Now you guys, I'm sure, are aware of how this works by now. There'll be the what's it called? Davie Turnbull goal against Wraith, as well as 3 others I deem worthy of a goal of the season. You'll be able to vote. There'll be a little eye at the top of the screen there at the end of the video, so make sure you click on that and vote for your favourite. I'm sure there's going to be 1 or 3 Naki Dominguez's goals from Europe this season, if not in the 4 nominees, and certainly in the honourable mentions that are coming up right now, because he scored. If you look at my list of goals of the season, it's pretty much Inaki Dominguez in Europe, and then a few others here or there. But that's all for today, though, guys. I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment who you think we need to upgrade on over the summer. I'll see you tomorrow for a transfer special. Take care. here are our top 4 goals of the 23-24 season. Don't forget to vote for your favourite.